So hello everybody, this is Bante Joe here, and I'm just here at the Pilikutua/Yongamula forest, and thought to record a short Dhamma discussion for the internet. So I thought I could start with just a little meditation, so I can lean forward a little bit and arch the spine, and look about 3 feet in front, and close our eyes. And can spread thoughts of goodwill to our right hand side, wishing may all beings to my right be happy and at ease. May they put in place the causes necessary to be happy and at ease. And we can make the mind infinite, can make it unbounded, all the way to the ends of the universe and beyond, in every dimension. May all beings to my right be happy and at ease. And we can spread thoughts of goodwill to our right-hand side and our left-hand side, wishing may all beings to my right and my left be happy and at ease. May they put in place the causes necessary to be happy and at ease. And we can spread thoughts of goodwill to our right-hand side, our left-hand side, and in front. May all beings to my right, my left, and in front be happy and at ease. May they put in place the causes necessary to be happy and at ease. And we can spread thoughts of goodwill to our right-hand side, our left-hand side, in front, behind, in all 4 directions. May all beings in all 4 directions be happy and at ease. May they put in place the causes necessary to be happy and at ease. And we can spread thoughts of goodwill to our right-hand side, our left-hand side, in front, behind, and above. May all beings in all 4 directions and above be happy and at ease. May they put in place the causes necessary to be happy and at ease. And we can spread thoughts of goodwill to our right-hand side, our left-hand side, in front, behind, above, below, all around in every direction, everywhere. May all beings all around in every direction, everywhere be happy and at ease. May they put in place the causes necessary to be happy and at ease. And we can make the mind infinite, can make it unbounded, all the way to the ends of the universe and beyond, in every dimension. May all beings all around everywhere be happy and at ease. And can open our eyes and do a short Dhamma discussion for the internet. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Namo tassa bhagavato arahato samma sambuddhassa. Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Titiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Titiyampi Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Titiyampi Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. Tatiyampi Buddhaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Dhammaṃ saranang gacchāmi, Tatiyampi Sanghaṃ saranang gacchāmi. So hope that everybody is keeping well wherever it might be, and I've come out here once again to the Pilikutu/Yongamula forest and was asked a question maybe about 2 months ago. Actually, it was a comment and question on another video that I'd done a while ago on body contemplation. And the question was, body contemplation, basically that lust and hatred are eliminated in these various stages of enlightenment if one becomes a sakadagami, and then one attenuates them, and if one becomes an anagami, then both lust and hatred are eliminated at the same time. And the question was basically, what is it that links lust and hatred together? Like, why are they linked? And so, interestingly enough, I thought about that question before. They're in the suttas as kind of lust and hatred are there. They're linked together, and they both get eliminated at the same time. So why is this? And interestingly enough, it's never spelled out anywhere in the suttas. In the Thai forest tradition, they're both part of a single defilement, which is called raga tanha. It says raga tanha is this defilement that has the ability to make people completely fall in love with things or completely hate them. And it's basically both controlled by the same defilement, the same kilesa. It's called raga tanha. And I was thinking about it as well. One just kind of academically can reason that one of the main reasons may be is that as well, this kind of defilement has control over people's minds in both this mode to love and this mode to hate, because the things that a person loves are things that cause hatred when those things are threatened. People rest their weight on these kind of external sensual objects to one degree or another, and if the weight that they're resting on those things, if the safety in their mind that they've invested in those things gets threatened, then that's when they become hateful. So it's interesting, I think in Canada, the United States maybe, you have these different court systems, I guess you call it, kind of, you've got criminal court, you've got kind of, various kinds of courts, like a small claims court, and these are sometimes divided, maybe not the different courthouses or so. Thankfully, I've never been to any of them, so don't know firsthand, but you have these divisions in these courts, and one would think that the court which is the most dangerous, has the scariest people in it, is the criminal court. Here you have murderers and people who have done the most heinous crimes in society. But actually the court that has the most danger to it is divorce court. And these are people who have been completely in love with each other, and gotten married, and had children together probably, often, and then are getting divorced. And these are the most dangerous courts where you require the most security. Whenever it is that a person has something external to them that they're very attached to, it's here that hatred arises. And this is also why love and hatred can flip on each other. It's kind of, if we really love somebody or really love something, it's because we think oftentimes that person or thing or whatever it is going to give us something. And when a person invests in that thing with this expectation, this is going to give me this. And if it doesn't, then it can turn to hatred, or it can turn to extreme dislike. There's kind of an expectation that this relationship or this thing should do this, should give me this. And of course, there's also times when other people external to us, will come and take the things that we like, or attack them, or harm them, or beat them, or kill them. And in this case, it gives rise to hatred. So there's a very famous sutta in the Majjhima Nikaya where there's a monk and he starts getting really familiar with the bhikkhunis and starts socializing with these bhikkhunis. And it's to the point where anytime that people say something bad about bhikkhunis, he gets really angry. And anytime somebody the bhikkhus or whoever says something bad about him, the bhikkhunis get really angry. So then the monks tell this to the Buddha, they report it to the Buddha, and the Buddha calls him. And he gives this discourse. And in the discourse he says, you should train yourself, if somebody were to basically hit the bhikkhunis with their fist or with a knife or with a clod, basically kill them, then you should train yourself, my mind will be unaffected. I'll basically spread loving kindness to them, and having pervaded them with loving kindness, I'll pervade the entire world with loving kindness. And he similarly says, basically, even if that happens to oneself, if one hits oneself with a clod or stick or whatever it might be, or another person hits one with a clod or a stick or whatever it might be, then one should train one's mind. I won't utter any evil words. I'll pervade this person with loving kindness, and having pervaded them, I'll pervade the entire world with a mind imbued with loving kindness. So the classic way that one progresses in trying to eliminate both lust and hatred, or attenuate both lust and hatred, now, a lot of it depends on more or less what stage one is at in one's meditation. But one approaches these things through basically learning to perceive the repulsiveness in other people's bodies, one's own body, and also through the practice of metta. And these kind of two dual meditation topics that almost seem like totally unrelated. You've got metta, spreading love to everybody. You've got perceiving the foulness in everybody, in bodies in general. So the world has these various kind of attractions and repulsions to it. The world has these things that attract a person and repel a person, and to a certain extent they're interrelated. But the thing is that if one basically wants to escape from lust and hatred, then one also has to eliminate one's attachment to the world at large completely. And it's kind of in varying degrees one eliminates it, but in the end one eliminates it completely. So the reason why the lust and hatred, when one kind of attacks lust or attacks hatred, one becomes a sakadagami or an anagami. Some of these things, they can be seen as like a kind of, if there's a river. Actually, there's no rivers here, but sometimes when we'll have a background, there'll be mountain, there'll be like rivers coming down. There's rivers, and if one cuts off the river at a bottom portion of its descent, then from that portion onwards, the river will be cut off. But if one cuts it off at the top, then from the top onwards, from the source, it'll be cut down. So a person's attachment to the world, their basis in the world on sensual pleasures, one of the kind of most alluring sensual pleasures is this sensual pleasure of kind of, for people, is sexual intercourse. This is the most alluring sensual pleasure. So one learns to eliminate one's desire for sexual intercourse. At the same time one does that, one also is attenuating, gradually removing one's desire for the world at large. As kind of these things come together, it's like if somebody kind of goes to pull up a root of a tree. And when I was young, kind of you see this little root sticking out, you go to pull it and you couldn't, it's too firmly entrenched in the ground. But then you finally start yanking it and all these other little roots branch out from it. And so in a similar way, when one wants to attack lust, one wants to attack hatred, one is also attacking one's attachment to the world, essentially. One's attacking any desire, one's attacking one's connection to the world, more or less, and the things in it. And kind of one eliminates sexual desire. In order to eliminate sexual desire properly and to eliminate hatred properly, it's not like one kind of does that while still being attached to all the things in the world. The way that one eliminates sexual desire and hatred is by removing one's attachment to basically everything in the sensual world. But one does this by attacking things at the node, by attacking lust at the node, by attacking sensual desire at the node, attacking lust, and by attacking hatred at the node through metta. People who would even stab one or kill one, or that sutta goes on, even if they were to saw one limb from limb, then one shouldn't let one's mind be engulfed in hatred. So these things, the elimination of lust and hatred, are coupled together. It's not explicitly explained in the suttas why. It just says, get rid of them, and here's how to do it. But rationally, one can think that the reason for this is because these things basically come together at sensuality. It's kind of the things that one is really attracted to, that one really desires, also have the capacity to make one really hate if those things are threatened, or if those things don't live up to one's expectations. And so if one wants to eliminate one's attachment to those things, if one wants to eliminate lust and hatred, then one has to get rid of the rest of the world with it. Get rid of the rest of the sensual realm with it. And so this is why the Buddha's taught us about these things, about the gradual reduction and elimination of lust and hatred, so that we don't have to be trapped in the sensual realm, so that we can be free of the dangers of lust and hatred. And along with it, if one completely eliminates them, then one never comes back to the world again. One becomes an anagami, and there's no possibility for taking on another body again and suffering because of it. Okay, so I think leave that for reflection, and hope that everybody is keeping well where it might be, and wishing all the blessings of Dhamma practice.